Welcome to the Alternative History channel, where we explore different paths that history could have taken. In this episode, we're going to imagine a world where the Soviet Union beat the United States to the moon. Imagine a world where the hammer and sickle is planted on the lunar surface, instead of the stars and stripes. What would have happened if the Soviet Union had won the space race? Let's find out. In an alternate timeline, the Soviet Union beat the United States to the moon. It all began in the early 1960s, when the Soviet Union, under the leadership of Premier Nikita Khrushchev, made a decision to accelerate their lunar exploration program. At the time, the United States was also racing to the moon, but the Soviet Union had a secret weapon. A team of brilliant scientists and engineers, led by Sergei Korolev, who had been working on rocket technology and space exploration for years. The Soviet Union's lunar exploration program was a closely guarded secret, but rumors began to spread that they were making rapid progress. On April 12, 1961, the Soviet Union shocked the world when Yuri Gagarin became the first human to orbit the Earth. This achievement further fueled speculation that the Soviet Union was on the verge of a major breakthrough in space exploration. The United States, meanwhile, continued to work on their own lunar program, but the Soviet Union's successes made it clear that they would have to work harder and faster if they wanted to beat the Soviets to the moon. On September 12, 1966, the Soviet Union made history when the Luna 9 spacecraft successfully landed on the moon's surface and transmitted images back to Earth. This was a major achievement, and it marked the first time that humans had successfully landed on another celestial body. The United States, stunned by the Soviet Union's success, redoubled their efforts to reach the moon. But it was too late. On April 14, 1968, the Soviet Union's Zond 5 spacecraft successfully orbited the moon and returned to Earth, making it the first spacecraft to do so. The United States, realizing that they were not going to be the first nation to land a human on the moon, shifted their focus to developing the technology and expertise needed for a manned mission. The Soviet Union continued to make strides in lunar exploration, landing several more robotic spacecraft on the moon's surface and conducting a number of manned missions. They also began to explore other celestial bodies, such as Mars and Venus. The geopolitical implications of the Soviet Union's lunar successes were significant. The Cold War was still ongoing, and the Soviet Union's achievement was a major propaganda victory. It demonstrated to the world the technological superiority of the Soviet Union and the strength of its socialist system. The United States, on the other hand, was dealt a major blow to its reputation as a technological leader and superpower. Economically, the Soviet Union's space program was a major boost to the country's economy. The Soviet Union's space industry became a major source of revenue, and the country's scientists and engineers were in high demand around the world. Culturally, the Soviet Union's lunar successes had a major impact. The country's cosmonauts became national heroes and symbols of Soviet pride. The Soviet Union's space program also inspired a generation of young people to pursue careers in science and engineering. As the years passed, the Soviet Union continued to make advances in space exploration, leaving the United States to play catch-up. The race to the moon had ended, but the Cold War continued, and the competition between the two superpowers shifted to other areas, such as military technology and espionage. But for the Soviet Union, the victory in the race to the moon would always be remembered as a defining moment in its history, a testament to the country's strength and determination. With the Soviet Union's success in reaching the moon first, the balance of power between the two superpowers shifted in their favor. Their achievement had demonstrated their technological superiority and the strength of their socialist system, which led many countries to re-evaluate their alliances and relationships with the Soviet Union. This resulted in the Soviet Union gaining more influence in the international arena and becoming a leading voice in world affairs. As a result, the United States was forced to reassess its foreign policy and make concessions in order to maintain its position as a world superpower. This led to a more conciliatory approach towards the Soviet Union and a reduction in the level of tensions between the two nations. The Soviet Union's success in space exploration also had a major impact on the global economy. The Soviet Union's space industry became a major source of revenue, and the country's scientists and engineers were in high demand around the world. This led to a significant increase in investment in the Soviet Union's economy, resulting in a period of economic prosperity for the country. In addition, the Soviet Union's achievement also had a major impact on the global cultural landscape. The country's cosmonauts became national heroes and symbols of Soviet pride, and their space program inspired a generation of young people to pursue careers in science and engineering. This led to a significant increase in the number of people studying science and technology, and a corresponding increase in innovation and technological advancements. In this alternate timeline, the Soviet Union's success in reaching the moon first also led to a renewed interest in space exploration and a renewed sense of international cooperation in this field. With the race to the moon over, the world focused on exploring and colonizing other celestial bodies, such as Mars and Venus. This international cooperation in space exploration led to a new era of peace and collaboration among nations. In this alternate timeline, it can be said that the Soviet Union's success in reaching the moon first has had a profound and lasting impact on the world, shaping the course of history in ways that were unforeseen at the time. It has led to a more peaceful and prosperous world, in which the nations of the world work together towards a common goal of exploring and understanding the universe. That's it for this episode of the Alternative History Channel. We hope you enjoyed exploring the possibility of the Soviet Union reaching the moon before the United States. If you did, please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel for more content like this, and don't forget to push the bell button to stay notified when we release new episodes. Thank you for watching, we'll see you next time.